Before we begin, if you enjoy real stories, the kind that stay with you long after the screen goes dark, the kind that make you question yourself, your choices, your relationships, then take 1 second right now. Hit subscribe. Because stories like this, they don't come around often. And trust me, by the end of this one, you might look at your own life a little differently. There are nights you forget. And then there are nights that follow you forever. The kind that replay in your head when you're brushing your teeth, driving alone, staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. The kind you wish you could erase, but can't. For me, it was that night. Not because something dramatic exploded. Not because anyone screamed or got caught. But because of one quiet decision. A small one. So small it didn't even feel dangerous at the time. And yet, it changed everything. I used to think I knew myself. Really knew myself. My limits. My morals. My lines. Those invisible rules you swear you would never break. I was the loyal one. The strong one. The woman who judged other people's mistakes and secretly thought, that could never be me. Funny how life humbles you like that. Because life doesn't test you when you're strong. It tests you when you're lonely, tired, unseen, when your defenses are down, when you just want someone, anyone, to notice you again. My husband and I weren't fighting. That would have been easier. At least fighting means there's passion left. Noise. Energy. Emotion. No, we weren't fighting. We were fading. Slowly. Silently. Like two people sitting on opposite ends of the same couch, staring at separate screens, pretending nothing is wrong. We still shared everything technically. The same house. The same bed. The same dinner table. But the warmth? Gone. Somewhere between bills and responsibilities and I'm tired, and maybe tomorrow, we stopped being partners. We became roommates. Polite roommates. The worst kind. Did you eat? Yeah. Okay. That was our love story now. Short sentences. No dips. No spark. Just routine. And routine is dangerous. Because routine makes you think nothing is broken. Even when everything is. That's around the time he started coming around more. My husband's best friend. He had always been there. Birthdays. Game nights. Barbecues. Holidays. He was familiar. Comfortable. Safe. Like old furniture in the house you never really notice. Until one day. You do. He had this way of listening. Really listening. Not just waiting for his turn to talk. He remembered small things. Tiny details. Like how I take my coffee. Or the story I told months ago about wanting to travel. My husband used to remember things like that. Used to. Somewhere along the way. He stopped. But his friend didn't. And I didn't realize how much that mattered. Until it did. That night. My husband called to say he'd be working late again. Of course he was. I told him it was fine. Like always. But when I hung up, the silence in the house felt heavier than usual. It wrapped around me. Too quiet. Too empty. I wandered from room to room pretending to clean. Pretending to stay busy. Pretending I wasn't waiting. For what? I didn't even know. Maybe just to feel less alone. Then I heard something. A soft sound from the guest room. Movement. I froze. Right. He was staying over tonight. I had forgotten. My heart did this strange little flip. Not excitement. Not fear. Just awareness. Like suddenly the house wasn't empty anymore. And that somehow mattered more than it should have. I told myself I was just checking if he needed anything. Just being polite. Just normal. But looking back, I think part of me already knew. Even if I didn't want to admit it. The hallway felt longer than usual. Each step slow. Careful. My hand hovered near the door before I knocked softly. No answer. So I pushed it open slightly. And that's when I saw him. Sitting on the edge of the bed. Head in his hands. Shoulders heavy. Like the world was sitting on his back. He didn't look strong. Didn't look confident. He looked human. Broken. Vulnerable. And something about that cracked open something inside me too. Because I realized I wasn't the only one pretending to be okay. He looked up when he heard me. Embarrassed. Like I had caught him crying. He forced a smile. Said, "I'm fine." But his voice betrayed him. You know that sound? When someone's barely holding it together. Yeah. That sound. I should have said goodnight. Should have left. Should have respected the boundary. But instead, I stepped inside. Just to talk. Just to check on him. Just kindness. That's what I told myself. Just kindness. We talked. At first about nothing. Work. Life. Random things. But then, it got deeper. Like conversations do after midnight. We talked about pressure. Expectations. Disappointments. Loneliness. The kind of loneliness you feel even when you're married. Even when you're surrounded by people. The kind you don't admit out loud. Until someone safe asks. And he asked. And I answered. Too honestly. Too openly. More than I had spoken to my own husband in months. Maybe years. And somewhere, between one confession and the next, the air changed. Subtle. But noticeable. Like the room got smaller. Like we were sitting closer than before. Like our voices got softer. Slower. My heart started beating faster. For no logical reason. Just awareness. Too much awareness. My brain whispered. This is wrong. Leave. Now. But my body didn't move. Because for the first time in so long, I felt seen. Chosen. Important. And that feeling? It's dangerous. More dangerous than attraction. More dangerous than desire. Because when someone makes you feel visible again, you'll risk things you never thought you would. When his hand brushed mine, it wasn't bold. It wasn't planned. It was hesitant. Like a question. And I had 1 second. 1 second to pull away. To stand up. To walk out. To protect everything. My marriage. My values. Myself. 1 second. And I didn't move. And sometimes, not moving, is the loudest answer of all. What happened next wasn't wild or dramatic. No movie scene. No fireworks. Just quiet. Heavy. Loaded with emotion we didn't dare name. We crossed the line. Slowly. Softly. But definitely. And the worst part? We both knew exactly what we were doing. Afterward, reality hit like cold air. Sharp. Unforgiving. My chest tightened. My thoughts raced. What did I just do? He didn't speak. I didn't either. We didn't need to. The silence said everything. And that silence followed me all night that I didn't sleep that night. Not even for a minute. I just lay there staring at the ceiling, my eyes burning, my mind replaying everything like a broken recording. Over and over. The way he looked at me. The way I didn't move. The moment I should have stopped it. The moment I didn't. Every time I closed my eyes, my chest tightened. It felt like guilt had weight. Like someone had placed a stone right on top of my heart. And the worst part? The house was quiet. Too quiet. Like nothing had happened. Like the world didn't even care that I had just crossed a line I swore I never would. Morning came too fast. Sunlight slipped through the curtains like nothing was wrong. Birds chirped. Cars passed. Life continued. How was that possible? How could the world look so normal when I felt completely different inside? Then my husband walked into the kitchen. Half awake. Messy hair. Same familiar face I had loved for years. He smiled. Kissed my cheek. Morning, he said casually. Casually. Like everything was fine. Like I hadn't just betrayed him a few hours ago. I forced a smile back. My lips moved. But my stomach twisted. I couldn't even look at him properly. Because suddenly, every small act of kindness felt like punishment. When he poured me coffee. When he asked what I wanted for breakfast. When he complained about traffic like always. Normal things. Simple things. But they hurt. Because he trusted me. And I didn't deserve it. His best friend avoided me that day. Didn't come out of the guest room until my husband had already left. When we finally crossed paths in the hallway, we both froze. Just for a second. But it said everything. No words. No smiles. Just tension. Thick. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Like two strangers pretending not to share a secret. And honestly, that silence felt worse than what had happened. Because now it was real. Now it had consequences. Days passed. But the memory didn't fade. If anything, It grew. Every accidental glance. Every time our shoulders brushed while passing. Every time we ended up alone in the same room. It felt like standing near the edge of a cliff. Too close. Dangerous. One wrong step. And everything falls apart. I kept asking myself questions I didn't want answers to. Was I unhappy in my marriage? Or just lonely? Was it attraction? Or just wanting someone to notice me? Did I want him? Or did I just want to feel wanted? The answers scared me. Because they didn't fit the good wife image I had of myself. They made me human. Flawed. Weak. And I hated that. One afternoon, I caught my reflection in the mirror. And for a second, I didn't recognize myself. I looked tired. Distracted. Split in two. Like I was living two lives at once. And doing both badly. That's when it hit me. Not guilt. Not fear. But clarity. If I kept going, even emotionally, I wouldn't just lose my marriage. I'd lose myself. So I ended it. No drama. No tears. No long speeches. Just quiet honesty. We can't do this again, I told him. It only leads somewhere ugly. He didn't argue. Didn't try to convince me. I think he already knew. Some connections feel good in the moment, but heavy forever after. Walking away hurt, but staying would have destroyed everything. And that's when I understood something nobody talks about. Cheating doesn't start with a kiss. It starts with loneliness, with silence, with feeling invisible for too long. By the time the line appears, you're already standing too close to it. That night didn't just test my loyalty. It showed me the cracks I'd been ignoring for years. And maybe that truth saved me before I lost everything.